What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to Comic Breakdown. In this video, we are jumping back into the Fall of X with Wolverine issue number 39. Now, before we dive into this issue, I want to let you guys know or remind you that we have a conversation and interview with Rob Jefferson, aka Comics Explained. 5 p.m. Central, do not miss it, it is going to be a lot of fun. But we have Wolverine that is finally in the fight against Orcus. Orcus has driven most of mutant kind off of Earth, but Wolverine is continuing to operate in the shadows, trying to keep a low profile, trying to figure out where he can strike Orcus the best. And now that Orcus is setting their sights on Wakanda, that's exactly where Wolverine is headed. So make sure you guys have subscribed to the channel, make sure that you like this video, and with that being said, let's dive into this breakdown. Alright gang, so as we dive into this issue, we are picking up in Wakanda. We are in the capital city, and right now the Wakanda Parliament are having a discussion with Orcus, the individual known as Junwee, a person that we saw in the pages of X-Force. She has come as the representative for Orcus. They have come to make a partnership. In this partnership, they want to make a deal for vibranium. Not only are they willing to pay top dollar for this, but they're also willing to gift them one of their own Stark Sentinels. As she goes on talking about what they're dealing with, taking mutants off world, all of that craziness. And then the fact that Wakanda never signed a treaty with Krakoa. They believe that they were wise enough not to do this, but wise enough to side with Orcus. This is when the Wakanda Parliament let them know that they have heard enough. That you have come here insulting Wakanda with your gentle spoken demands. And then you insult us thinking that we would accept your gifts, a weapon that would no doubt be used against them at some point in time. The real reason that Orcus is here is so Wakanda can let them know that we will never have a deal with you. We will never work together. They wanted to say this right to the face of Orcus, to let them know there will never be a partnership. As Orcus is being escorted back to their ship and they get ready to leave, this is where we see Kovu, letting Orcus know that not everybody agrees with what the Parliament has to say, that the Prime Minister doesn't speak for all of Wakanda. This is what takes us to the neighborhood of Burnin T'Chaka. You could consider this a type of ghetto inside of Wakanda. Every castle has its dungeon, and this is Wakanda's, a place of shadowy trouble. As Wolverine walks through the streets, he cannot help but feel that this is a lot like Madripoor. But he is here today because of Orcus. And we all know Wolverine's style. He's usually the guy to jump in and just start slashing. But today he's taking a different approach. Fighting Orcus is like fighting an army. If he's gonna do any real damage to them, he needs to move slow and do the detective work to see how extensive their arsenal is, where they get their money from, who are the allies, and who are the suppliers. Monitoring all of these channels, this is what led him to Kovu, as Wolverine hides in secret listening to the conversation between Orcus and Kovu. Kovu is letting June know that we don't have vibranium for you, but we do have other precious metals. This is where June becomes irate. She came here for vibranium. The problem is vibranium, it is too scarce and too heavily policed. But Kovu does have another mind that is set up. As June becomes irate, she grabs her pistol, she pulls it out, and she gets ready to fight. This is where Kovu grabs her hand, slams it down, and lets her know that you already made an enemy out of Parliament. You don't want Burnin T'Chaka to really come at you either. That we could be good friends. And they have plenty of metal to share. Most recently, a meteor striking down, giving them an abundance of cobalt, lithium, and titanium. Something that the Orcus factories definitely need. With Wolverine hearing everything that he needs to hear, he heads back to his motorcycle and really having some dialogue talking about it's hard to imagine that a place like this would exist inside Wakanda. But everybody has their dark place, whether it be the pit of Krakoa or even the X-Force headquarters. Every sunlit place has a place of shadows. As Wolverine makes his way down the alley, he is intercepted by thugs of Kovu. His claws come out, their bracelets tap, the energy surrounding their fists, and this fight breaks out. And any place else in the world, Wolverine would probably win a 3v1. In this situation, Wolverine is getting his butt stomped. As they beat the living crap out of Wolverine, he is getting the smackdown laid on him. Luckily for him, there is still a defender of Wakanda. This is where we have the arrival of Black Panther, with T'Challa making his arrival, letting Logan know that I may look different. You may not recognize my new costume, but I know that you recognize the voice of an old friend. Looking at Black Panther like he is a ghost, Black Panther does the same for Wolverine, but the two of them are still in the fight. With T'Challa putting a tracking device on the Orcus ship, the two of them head out. They make their way through the jungle. While doing so, they have a brief conversation. Both of them right now are laying low. Neither of them are big fans of hiding in the shadow, but working with invisibility right now is both of their best options. Wolverine questioning how he even knows where they're going. He lets Wolverine know that he put a tracking device on the ship, and he's a little bit insulted that Wolverine would even question this. But Wolverine goes ahead and he makes a joke about Storm, how he has been in the habit of losing things. And Black Panther tells him that you should probably watch your tongue. Logan continuing on saying it did happen, and it happened twice. With Black Panther turning around saying maybe I will lose you out here. He lets it go and he goes on to ask how Storm is doing, if he has heard any news about her. But ever since this war kicked off, nobody's heard or seen of Storm. Now, us as the fans, we know that Storm is up there fighting a civil war. The only thing that Wolverine knows is that Storm is gone and Orcus is to blame. As we pick up at the mining site, they are sitting here really ironing out the final details of their contract. Orcus is going to be bringing in a ship, taking all of the ore and refining it at a different location. And much of Wakanda believes that there is no more Black Panther, which means there is nobody to stop them from doing this. But as they get ready to sign the paperwork, that is when the attack happens. The Orcus agents and Wakanda men, they prepare to fight. Pistols come out, bracelets are activated. As the men begin to spread out, Black Panther comes in and starts taking them down one by one. With everybody focused on Black Panther's arrival, one of the semi-trucks comes plowing in, almost running over some Orcus agents, and when June goes in to take down the driver, the cab is empty. Wolverine is already outside the vehicle and he has taken down an Orcus agent. This is where Kovu and Black Panther go against one another. Kovu asking, "Who are you?" And Black Panther doesn't give him an answer, simply saying that he is someone that wants Wakanda to hold true to its high standards. As these two tussle, we see Wolverine and June going one-on-one. She charges Wolverine, blasting her pistol. Wolverine taking all of these rounds right to the chest, and then she gets one right in his face. When she goes to kick off of his leg, she snapped her own leg. Wolverine missing half of his face, letting her know that Orcus took away his home, that Orcus killed some of his friends. As he gets ready to plunge his claws right into June, Black Panther stays his hand. He lets him know that murdering this woman here, it will not bring you peace. Black Panther handed over the Orcus agents and Kovu over to his sister, keeping out the fact that T'Challa was there. The Wakandan government are going to put them under arrest. And before all of this goes public, Wolverine sends a message back to Jeff Bannister, letting him know what's going on, letting him know that he has an Orcus ship, and he's probably about to do something stupid. Before he takes off, him and Black Panther do have a conversation. Black Panther tells Wolverine that I know it is not in our nature to fight the way that we are fighting, but these are exceptional times. He wishes them both the strength and strategy to do their best in the wars to come. Wolverine's gonna start by hotwiring this Orcus ship and seeing what he can steal from the data drives. Black Panther just reminding Wolverine to go slow. And that's exactly what Wolverine is gonna do. He's gonna go slow until it is time to go real freaking fast. And that will be the end of this issue. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments. You guys know that I have been a big fan of the Wolverine comics. Now, not all of them are big hits, but there has been consistency throughout the Wolverine lines. They have all been relatively good, like I said, with a few exceptions. But this is what we have all been waiting for. We have been waiting for Wolverine to get into this fight, and I am so excited that he is fighting in the manner that he is. Now, this is one of my biggest complaints of the Fall of X. You have the Unity Squad, you have mutants out there, you have all of this stuff going on Earth, and nobody is really taking the fight to Orcus. Nobody. Most of them are worried about, trying to save innocent lives, trying to save mutant lives, and all of that is great. It's a great and noble thing to do. The problem is, Orcus is going out here and they are doing everything unchecked. I mean, heck, the Children of the Vault did more damage to Orcus than any of the mutants have so far. The Children of Tomorrow literally took out their forge that was on the surface of the sun, allowing them to push out Sentinels. One of the heaviest blows done to Orcus so far. It's nice to see that Wolverine is not messing around. He is going for the very heart of Orcus. He is going for that heart, and he is going to cut it out and pull that heart right out of their chest. This is what I love about Wolverine, because when other heroes might disappoint in the manner that they go about doing things, Wolverine never disappoints. He is a warrior. He is a berserker. He is an absolute killing machine. The only reason that June is still alive is because Black Panther was there, and Wolverine does respect Black Panther. At the end of the day, it will probably work in their interest to have Wakanda arresting these individuals, taking down Kovu, all that good stuff. So in this particular situation, Black Panther was correct. It was the best option to do. I do want to point out that nobody recognizes Black Panther, even though his costume is relatively the same. He's added some things onto the suit, but anybody with a brain and two eyeballs can see that that is obviously Black Panther. Maybe there's something I missed so that his disguise is so inconspicuous nobody has figured it out. Y'all know that I dropped the Black Panther line quite a while ago, so let me know if it's worth even getting back into. I know that it started off on a really bad step though, at least for me. But yeah, this is exactly what we wanted from a Wolverine comic in the Fall of X. Now that he's done with that whole Weapons of X, he's dealt with Beast, at least for the time being, whatever that may be. We may see that come back eventually, but for right now, Orcus is the target. And I cannot wait to see Wolverine hunt. So let me know your thoughts, let me know your theories. If you would like to get completely caught up on everything that has been going on with the Fall of X or Wolverine, go ahead, check out the link in my description as well as the top of this video. It'll get you completely caught up on everything going on with this series. If you would like to support the channel, you can always do so by joining the channel membership. Much like Patreon, having multiple different tiers, from $1 to $50, from loyalty badges to comics every single day. Not only are you helping out the channel tremendously, but you are getting tons of perks in the process. Now, if you're unable to do this, do me a favor, subscribe to the channel, like this video, hit that notification bell, and with that being said, until the next breakdown.